Stop building your Rails reports this way. Okay, now that I got your attention, we would like to discuss one thing with you today. We would like to show you how you can build your reports more effectively. Based on the previous episode, we'll use projections for that. We'll introduce small modification because, as you may remember, we were reading from all streams, which is not very effective. But what we would like to show you today is how you can approach your business reports in your Rails application slightly differently, still using Rails Event Store. And that's it. Hey, Tomek.
Hi, Łukasz. I love your enthusiasm. Let's do it.
Because it's really a cool thing. When I first learned event-driven architecture, not even sourcing per se, but because that came later, I really loved this shift when I could build the reports on the side. So I would have some more heavy writes, but my reads were really simple. Just select star from a table, and I just been it just really fast. So we'll show you.
There is actually this ratio, right? I think some time ago we discussed about it. We were trying to find some kind of source because it was for me it was like something that I've heard, and I thought it's maybe some kind of urban legend. But then we were looking for the resources about it, that in the usual systems it usually works this way, right? That you write only a few times, but then you read a lot of them, right? So there's some kind of ratio.
I think it was 3-1, but I wouldn't cut my hand for that because I may not have my hand. Anyway, so we want to show you how you can approach building your reports differently. And here I challenge us to actually prepare a report that will be slow for the next episode, hopefully. With a star, and then we will rework it to actually use this approach. But if you want to be up to date and you didn't watch previous episodes, we will use two techniques here. We will use projections, but we'll also use linkings, which were discussed in previous episodes, which I will link here. Okay, but let's take a look at what we have now. Tomek, would you present it?
Yeah. So. From the last episode, we finished here. So we have this projection employee of the month, and we read from the all streams here, right? But we are looking for events of the task completed, employee assigned to task, and employee unassigned from task. Right, and now we would like to move to the approach where we read from the single stream.
Yes, and just to remind you, the reason we do that report is that because our business is interested in it, they want to know employee of the month, and there is business rules how we should calculate that, meaning that when the task is completed, the last assigned employee to the task is actually is accounted for that. So they get this +1 completed tasks, which then later makes them employees of the month. But what you can also see in this solution, there is a small problem because it would only work for, all the months, actually, because we are reading from all streams, all the events, and we are not actually checking the dates. So this report is very limited only to the first month of running business, right? So let's fix that. That's not the best report. Let's fix that.
First iteration, yeah.
POC.
Okay, so yeah, we have two branches here, which we compare quickly. So first we go with the linking, right? Or we want to show the...
Yeah, let's go with linking.
Yeah, with the with linking.
So what will the linking solve? We don't really want to read from the older streams, right? That's highly inefficient, especially when the system is in the production for quite some time and we will get many, many events.
Yep. And so then we just create a linker, as we showed you in the episode about linking. And we subscribe here for 3 types of events. So task completed, employee assigned to task, and employee unassigned from task. And we link them to, let's say, to the stream task management with the year and the month with the year and the month, right? That's
Yeah.
how we solve the issue with having like those events per month, right?
Exactly.
The data
Yes.
per month.
We don't care about the day, right? Because we only want to know the employee of the month in this case. If we did, of course, that would be doable. But what we want to achieve is that we will have the stream name that is, what's the word for that? That you can actually expect and you can kind of calculate. I mean, not calculate, but you can just concatenate the strings to actually get the stream name for a given month that you're interested in. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Which
Yeah.
you'll see that in just a second.
Yeah, but before we go there, I just want to mention that when I first time showed how Łukasz prepared the example, it hit me actually, and I love it that we actually do it here with the year and the month, because it shows the power of event sourcing as well, right? Because you have another dimension of the time in your in the data that you want to have, right? It's huge benefit and shows the power of event sourcing here, right? That you can go back in time and gather some data based on the date.
Time is essential. We could probably spend a lot of time talking about time. But we'll not do that today. We'll do that another time. I said time too many times this time. Okay, let's switch to the projection. What's the change in the projection? As you can see, by the way, you can access all the changes step by step in the repository, which it's definitely going to be linked in the description. All right. But
yeah, and here we just read from the stream that we created, right?
Yes.
Based on the date that we passed to the projection.
Yeah, exactly. And not to break the test, I use the default value for the month, which you can then overwrite if you want to, and this value will be used to read a stream for a different month. So now we're actually supporting more than just the first month of existence of the business, which is pretty cool. And as you can see here, we are also, we didn't change the projection, right? So the events that we subscribe to, we use the very same events to actually achieve the business logic that we want. I mean, calculating, but it's not like the business logic that is executed by writing to the database. We are just building reports and interpreting events. We talked about interpreting events in the episode about linking, if I recall correctly. All right,
Yep, I think
so let's see the test. So
Yep.
this test proves that we can actually check who was the employee of the past month. That knowledge might be also useful for the business, maybe for some statistical purposes, right? And this projection is not perfect as it doesn't save the data into the database. But as we talked about in the previous video, that's not so hard, and that would be quite easy to do. But we started this episode by stating that you should stop building your race reports in the way that you do. So that's probably joining many tables, which is fine at the beginning, but then when those joins, when the system is maintained or in production, we are adding new features, the joins start growing, and then we add some filtering to that, we add some grouping to eliminate the data that we don't need, or group the data the way we need, and we also add the distinct as a cherry on this beautiful cake, which makes the performance just drop down, and we have a problem. So what's the alternative?
Yeah, so you have the answer actually here, right? Because usually you would have like two models, like task and employee, probably in the standard application, and you would like do the joins between them, right? Somehow, and execute, do the joins and execute some queries. But in the projections, you are subscribed to events that are produced by those two models, and you simply combine them together here when you build the projection, right? So you can build anything what you want, with the data that are you need exactly for the specific case, and then you just do the like simple query just with some filter parameters, but no join. You don't need any joins because you have already the model prepared for the read part of your application.
Mm-hmm. There's just one nuance in our current implementation. As I said, we are not saving it to the database, the result of the projection, and calling projection this way, for example, to show some table in the production application, that wouldn't be very efficient. So the next step would be actually to introduce some read model. And to introduce a read model, one of the things that we could definitely do with this projection once we build it, so whenever we got some new event, there would be some event handler that would build the projection, and then it would insert the result of the projection to the database. Of course, we have to take care of the other things, such as that we don't overwrite existing data, that we take care of the events, that if they come in the other sequence, that every event is respected. But there are techniques to that, and hopefully we will show them one day when there is time for that.
Yep. I think it's everything for today, right? I think we only discussed one thing that we might add here, that because here we created like a linker, and just new events will be appended to the new streams, but linked to the new streams. But we also could do it like for the past data, right? Because we could read from the whole from the all streams here, all events, and create and link to the new streams.
Yeah,
using projection,
definitely.
actually, right?
Yeah, we could do that using projection. We could do that without projection. We would just have to decide what was the date. So to which task management stream we would link this event. But there are many options, right? We already created that date. We could also use some btemporal valid that date. We haven't discussed the btemporal here, but there is a blog post, and it's also explained in the documentation. So if you're curious, you can check it out. And for today, I agree with Tomek. That's all that we wanted to show. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe. If you don't already, give us some thumbs up. And of course, leave a comment. If you have some questions, something is unclear, we'll be more than happy to discuss this and explain it further. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. See ya.